Hi everyone, welcome to this channel. In this video we are going to talk about the quadratic function and the representation using equation, table of values, and graph. Quadratic function. What is a quadratic function? A quadratic function is a form of f of x equals to x squared plus bx plus c, and it is a second degree or the highest exponent is 2, where a, b, and c are the coefficient or real numbers, like quadratic equation and quadratic inequality, and a must not equals 0. I have here 6 function. Let us identify or determine whether the given is a quadratic function or linear function. I have here 6 function. First, y equals x squared plus 45. Is this a linear function or quadratic function? Yes, it is a quadratic function. Second, f of x equals 2x plus 4 squared. Is this a linear function or quadratic function? Yes, it is a linear function, because if we simplify it, it will become 2x plus 1 6. Third, y equals x squared plus 2x x squared. Is this a linear function or quadratic function? Yes, it is a linear function, because if we simplify it, it will become 2x. Fourth, y equals 2x squared 3x plus 6. Is this a linear function or quadratic function? Yes, it is a quadratic function, because the highest exponent of variable x is 2. Fifth, y equals 7x plus 2. Is this a linear function or quadratic function? Yes, it is a linear function. Sixth, f of x equals x2 squared. Is this a linear function or quadratic function? Yes, it is a quadratic function. First, y equals x squared plus 45. Is this a linear function? Let's proceed to table of values. Let us determine which table of values shows a quadratic function or a linear function. We have values of x and values in y. To determine the table of values if it is a quadratic function or not, we are going to find the differences on the y values consecutively. Let us 9 minus 7 is equals to 2, 7 minus 5 is equals to 2, and 5 minus 3 is equals to 2. In this first differences from y values we have common difference, therefore this is a linear function. 9 minus. Another example, table of values. Let's us identify if it is a quadratic function or not. Another example. Let us find the first differences. So, 21 minus 10 is equals to 11, 10 minus 3 is equals to 7, and 3 minus 0 is equals to 3. As you can see in the first differences we don't have common difference, therefore we are going to continue in finding the second differences. So, 11 minus 7 is equals 4 and 7 minus 3 is 4. In this case in the second differences we have common number which is 4, therefore it is a quadratic function. Always remember in identifying the differences in y values, we can identify if it is a quadratic function, if we have common difference in the second differences. In generating the table of values, we use the substitution method. We substitute the values of x to the function, to identify the value of y. In generating, let us have an example. Let us complete the given table of values using y is equals to x squared plus 1. So, first substitute the value of x equals negative 1. Y equals negative 1 squared plus 1. Simplify 1 squared. So, y is equals to 1 plus 1. Y is equals to 2. If the value of x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0 squared plus 1. Simplify 0 squared. Y is equals to 0 plus 1. Y is equals 1. What if the value of x equals to 1? So, y is equals to 1 squared plus 1. Simplify the 1 squared. It will become y is equals 1 plus 1. Therefore y is equals to 2. Let us have an example. So if x is equals to negative 1, then y is 2, if x is equals to 0, then y is 1, and the x is equals to 1, then y is 2. The graph of quadratic function. The graph of quadratic function is a smooth curve called the parabola. If the parabola opens upward, the vertex represents the lowest point on the graph, or the minimum value of the quadratic function. If the parabola opens downward, the vertex represents the highest point on the graph, or the maximum value. Let us graph the given quadratic function f of x is equals x squared plus 1. And in here the table of values are given. To graph the quadratic function, we need to plot the points, -2, 5, -1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, and 2, 5. To graph the quadratic function, connect the points to form a parabola, so it is upward, therefore it is in the minimum point. Connect the. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.